All right. Hello, knockouts. Tanya TKO here. And listen, I'm experimenting some broadcasting techniques, and if this works, then it's going to be a game changer going forward. Because if I can crank out videos about stories as soon as they come to me, I'll be more than happy to go live and do these videos as often as we need to. I want to bring a story to your attention about a young man. So, welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. I want to do a story about a young man. So, this was brought to my attention. Someone tagged me in this, right? And I was like, wow, isn't this interesting? And I want to get your take on it. I want to get your take. So basically, I'll read the post for you all. As a matter of fact, I'm going to pull this up in another window. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. We're just doing a very impromptu, very casual broadcast today. So welcome in. I am your host, Tanya TKO. I am a self-love specialist. And on this channel, we often use viral video topics as teachable moments in our own lives. The main emphasis that we go through on this page is what self-love looks like through relationship, through life choices, etc. So that's what we focus on. And I wrote a book of affirmations, self-love, which is available on Amazon. It is a fully immersive, illustrated book where all you have to do is just rewrite the affirmations. I am a certified clinical hypnotherapist who has helped a lot of people shift their subconscious programming. I lived in my car in 2016 and I was able to get out with these powerful affirmations because everything was going wrong and I needed something to make things go right. And the further I got into it, the harder it seemed to make that shift. Like I used to be a very lucky person. Anything I wanted, I manifested, but I got into this rut where things kept going downward. And if things are going down in your life or things are stagnant and you want to create that shift, get this book. It's an amazing book. Read the reviews. The moment you start doing it, you start feeling a difference the very next morning. So look into that and make sure that you leave your reviews when you get your book. Let's jump into the story. I'm going to open up my Facebook page and I'm going to show this to you because I just posted the story on my Facebook page, and so you all haven't even had a chance to really get to commenting yet, and that's all right because I want to let's view as visitor. All right, so I'm going to pull this open for you all, and then we're going to look and we're going to read this with one another. All right, here we go. I'm going to do a screen share. Give me just 1 second. I'm figuring out all of these tools right now. So screen share. Okay. Select window or screen. Allow. Okay, I guess I have to select the window or screen. Here we go. This is a few. Here we go. Okay, allow. Let's see. This is not the right thing. That is not the screen I'm trying to share. Give me just 1 second. Let me remove this and try again. I told you we're trying some new things. So just give me a moment. We're going to do this. We're going to do this the right way. We're going to do this. We're going to do this the right way. Hello, everybody. We are live right now. And I am trying something new. So let me see. It's not allowing. I might have to. It's like it's not. I'm sorry. This is my first time trying to do this, and I am trying to. Because there's two different browsers. There's more than one browser that you can use this on, and this browser is not working for what it is that I am trying to do. I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry. Well, you're Asa. We are live right now. Thank you for your support. She's like, thank you for talking about this. And so I'm trying to, you see how this is not the screen I want to share. I want to share this screen right here, but let me see. Okay, so when I go to the next screen, it does actually let you guys see the screen. So because like I said, this is my first time doing it, so you all should be able to see this right here. All right, let me just go to Facebook real quick just so I can make sure that you're seeing the right screen. I'm just going to pull it up on my phone and click on the live broadcast to make sure that the right screen is. I see the screen. Okay, so perfect. So you're able to see the screen that I'm looking at right now. Perfect. All right, so let's look into this. So Tariq, someone tagged me in this, and Tariq Nasheed says, Jonathan Price of Texas put up a Facebook post months ago defending racist cops and bragging about his addiction to white women. He also bragged about how his second family, who are white, are so great and how his biological family are trash. He was killed last night by a white cop. So let's go forward. Let's read his actual words for ourselves, right? So this is what Jonathan Price said on June 15th. With all the tension and animosity going on with race and the police, I don't know what that means. Police time, I don't know what that means. Cop time, I don't know. I'm on the same fence as Lil Wayne and him saying a white cop saved his life and hasn't been too vocal based off of experiences. Then he got the brain emoji because I guess he's thinking deep. I was raised by the Malones and Woodruffs in my hometown for a large amount of my youth. And my second family then, and still are in 2020, if I have to say anything. The amount of food fed to me, money spent on me, outweigh any BS about race or color right now. I have family that's never done a damn thing for me or supported my business ventures, and they're my blood. Here, sneezing emoji, zipper lip emoji, they will forever be 1 million in my book, lock and book. And I don't know, what's he doing? And they know who they are. They're to blame for my countryside and my addiction to white women. Not complaining one bit with his cowboy hat and wry smile emoji. There were times I should have been detained for speeding, outstanding citations, outdated registrations, dozing off at a red light before making it to my garage downtown Dallas after a long night out drinking. See no evil emoji. I've passed a sobriety test after leaving a bar in Wiley, Texas by 2 white cops and still let me drive to where I was headed. And by the way, they consider Wiley, Texas to be very racist. I've never got that kind of energy from the popo. And he has a police car and then a brown person emoji going with the hands up shoulder like, right? Then he says, not saying Black lives don't matter. Then he has the finger emoji up, but don't forget about your own or your experiences through growth, waking up. And then he has the God hashtag God's plan, hashtag elevate movement, hashtag stay woke. Alrighty then. Thoughts? Listen, I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear from 2 groups. Actually, I want to hear from all of you. Black women, are you standing up on this one or are you sitting this one out? I want to hear. I want to hear because there's so much to unpack here. There's so much to unpack. First of all, he went out of his way to talk about how he's not saying Black lives don't matter. So they say all of this stuff, and then post-mortem, all we see, listen, all of the people that we have gotten up and marched for and raised our fists in the air and got on the front line for, we don't know what their politics were behind the scenes. We don't know. All we know is that we dun, 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 we grab our cape, tie it around our necks, and let it blow in the wind. And as we stand up there in front of riot gear police officers with their batons raised in the air and our dresses blowing behind us, as Black men are like, ladies on the front line, nobody crosses Black women. And we stand up there marching, got our little girls out there with their little Afro puffs talking about no justice, no peace, no justice. Don't even know what justice or peace is. All she knows is that she's a little brown girl out there on the front line for some man that none of us knew. All right. So this guy happens to have receipts of how it is that he felt, and he put his stamp on it. He posted this about his addiction to white women, and that white family that was so good to him made him get his countryside, and he auditioned to white woman's them, right? And how, the police of this town, you think he was marching? The man said, I'm not saying Black lives don't matter, but make sure you look at your own experiences. Stay woke. Yo! Is you woke now? Is you woke? I'm curious. How woke is he now? As they're tossing dirt onto the outside of his coffin, how woke is he? I want to hear your thoughts about this because I want to hear your thoughts. I'm going to read some comments, right? So Ruby said, did I miss the beginning? No, I just finished reading the man's thing. So you missed it if you missed that. So I want to hear. So 1717 is saying, and those little girls don't know, is that given an opportunity, a man who looks like her will R and K her, had an opportunity. What? I don't understand this. You have to make it a little more simple for me. Okay. So Lena is saying he died at the hands of a white policeman. Nothing to unpack here. In the end, the truth was revealed. No, there's a lot to still unpack here. There's still a lot to unpack. Aisha is saying, burn the cape. Listen, I need to understand. So I want to ask Black women: Are you standing up? Or are you sitting this one out? And then white women who he was so addicted to. I want to know, are you going to stand up and fight for your brother? Or are you going to get up and go march out there hollering into the wind, letting yourself get all sunburnt out there? You going to go? I want to know. And Black men, I want to hear what you think about this. I want to hear. Ori says, I'm not standing. Aisha says, sitting this one out. Into the Spirit says, why don't his preferred white women stand up and march? But then let me ask you this question. Let me ask you all this question because it's easy. Sunflower says, the same people he is caping for, unfortunately, were the same that killed him. Listen. So we're broadcasting right now live on Facebook and YouTube simultaneously. So there are 500 of us in here together. Go ahead and thumbs up the video. Share the video. I'd love for you, other people that you know or have spoken to give their point of view about this. I'm really curious. I'm so very curious about what you all think. I want to hear from Black men. What are your thoughts about this? Because I saw some people... Because the post that I was tagged in, actually, the person who put it up deleted it because people abused him so badly. A Black man put this up. And people abused him so badly that he went and he took it down. But no. This shall stay up on my page. Come. Because I feel like this is something that we need to discuss. And I want to hear from Black men because something that was rolling around in my mind is when we did that broadcast the other night, there was a woman who came out and said, well, Black women have been complaining since Oprah's day, right? And I'm like, well, you know what? Maybe we have. But what changes have been made since then? And this is why, look, you talk enough, and people don't make the changes that you need, then they begin to divest. And they're like, well, why am I wasting my breath talking? Because people are just saying that you're nagging. They want you to shut up. Because at this point, there could have been changes made. There could have been legions of men that were like, you know what? Yeah, these are some issues. Yeah, let's do something about it. Let's make sure that the boys who were born 20, 25 years ago when when Black women were griping on Oprah, like those Black women, Their day has gone. They were in their 40s then. That was 25 years ago. They ain't worried about the same things now that they were when they were 40. Now they're 65. So I want to know what changes were made, because if we were talking and talking and talking for 25 years, what changed? Because now here we are, 2020, and we're dealing with some of the same issues from the past. And now women are talking about burning the cape. Where are the white women? I want to know, are the white women going on the front lines for this man? And I want to hear, what are black men saying about this? And Matic is saying, so here, let me just put up a hateration comment. She need to find a husband and top down and torpedo. Listen, babe, listen. You're on my page. If you think aligning, see, people like you don't come out and call and put your stamp on it. If you think aligning yourself with a person, any old person with a penis, is going to make a woman's life better, like, oh, now I have a husband. Now my word mean more. I got husband I got. Now word mean more. You're delusional. You don't really understand what it is that the modern day man, especially black man, really has to offer. There's no person with a penis out there who puts a stamp on my words or any woman's words who have words of worth, of their own volition, that come from their own mind and their intelligence, their their deductive reasoning, their research, etc. Women are able to stand in their own right. And gone are the days. See, part of the issue is that there are far too many men who don't know their worth, and they don't really know what it is that they bring, besides attempting to shame women for not tolerating one of them. You know what? When we finish this broadcast, we're going to come back and we're going to talk about a post that Snoop Dogg put up that I was tagged in, that I want to read for you all and get your take on. Because for far too many men, they are attempting to bash you for not tolerating just any one of them. I saw a post a few moments ago of a woman who was talking about how her man in prison is trying to regulate her bank account. I said, yo, what? What? All right, so welcome in. I don't know who Sukihana is that we're supposed to be talking about. I don't know who that is. And Haiti Mae is saying, WAP show ain't keep no man. Y'all better wake up. You see, I think with a name like Haiti Mae, I can only imagine that you're old school from the South, right? And unfortunately, WAP, which stands for Wet Behind Punane, you could ad-lib if you want, has gotten many a man and kept him entangled in it far longer than the relationship merited. Because, it's like people want to preach what they think in theory. WAP has gotten men, and WAP has entangled men. And WAP will continue to entangle men, because who it is that males are promoting themselves as and what men truly are is very different than the promotion. And I would think that a woman of your seeming age would know better than to talk about some antiquated ideas. I mean, you're old enough to know WAP has gotten many a men. Yes, it has. And those women with those WAPs have access to many men who they can pull back into their clutches with that WAP alone. Get him leaving in the middle of the night, leaving his children with no formula at home. Listen, and some of you will be like, no, those are boys. No, baby, an adult human male is a man. Look at how many politicians get taken down by WAP. Come on, WAP is powerful. And, we as women, we need to stop trying to deny that. Haiti Mae, come on. Come on, aunties, they call older women nowadays. Come on, aunties, stop this mess. You could teach these young girls the truth. Teach them that they need to have WAP, good WAP. And you know what? But how did we get on? They need to have good WAP and be women of substance. Oh, yes. Oh, he won't go anywhere. Oh, no, he won't. No, he won't. He won't go nowhere. But listen, we were talking about, listen, you all be getting me off. This is part of the reason that sometimes live videos are not the best for trying to get a message across, because we're talking about a man who loved white WAP. So I want to know, is that white WAP going to go out there marching on the line with the picket signs for him? Or is that white WAP snuggled up with some other black man that he was replaced by because all he really was community peen? Or is she snuggled up under her white man after getting all of that jungle fever out of her system? Where's all the WAP right now? Because I can only imagine that there are going to be legions of black attorneys, legions of black women standing up out there on the front lines, putting themselves, using up their resources for a person who, and listen, I get it. I understand we're black, and it behooves us as a black community to get this violence against black people to stop. Because when police are murdering people, they're not like, oh, let me pull up your Facebook page. Oh, okay, on his Facebook page, he liked white people. Let's leave him alone. Oh, on his Facebook page, no, they're not doing that. They see the black skin, they feel however it is that they feel. And so, yes, it behooves us. And the question that I was asking, and I want to hear from you all about this, right? The question I was asking is, for all of the other black men who were murdered, we don't know their politics. We don't know how they feel about black women. But then it begs the question. This is the question I really want to ask, right? If we look around at the fact of the matter, like my mother used to say, the fact of the matter is, if we look around at the writing that is on the wall in the black community, whether or not you know his politics, what is the black community communicating about how black men feel about black women and the black family? Let's talk about that. Are we ready to have that conversation? What is, you know how we talk about your mirror? You meet people and they are your mirror right in front of you. What is the black community mirroring back to us about how black men feel about black women, about fully Negroid black children? Oh, yes, I'm going there. Because, listen, we've done the surveys time and time again. When it's time for men to get up on the internet, with those cutesy videos, combing their daughter's hair and doing their little dances with the daughters, and doing their gymnastics with their daughters, throwing their daughters up in the air and letting their cute little daughters fall into their arms. And they're like, I love you so much, giving them Eskimo kisses and everything, brushing their loose curl hair with the shiny gel, doing their little the side bangs, and the toothbrush, and it's just shiny. Everything is so shiny with the curls, and it's bouncing. When it comes time to do their videos, they show you how much they covet, love, and adore the biracial daughters. They love. You don't really see them doing the videos with their little swagged out biracial sons. You don't see that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, listen, am I telling a lie? Listen, I want you to talk to me, because this is live. Talk to me in the comments. I want to hear. Do you see them doing that with the biracial sons, or do you see a plethora of them just showing how they can brush that little silky, loose curled hair? And they're like so happy. So with the mirror that is being held up to our faces, I want to know. What is the community? What is the mirror that is reflecting back to us? What is it saying to us about how black men feel about Negroid women, Negroid children, the Negroid community here in America? What is it saying? Somebody answer this for me so I can put your comment on the video. Okay. So Nisha says, you You ain't lying, god damn it. I want to know. I want to know. Into the Spirit says it mirrors that the more Negroid you are, the less worth you have in their eyes, unfortunately, right? And then Water Sniper with some strange looking avatar. I don't know what's going on with Saw there. He says, lies. Black women are the ones glorifying mixed kids. You see, substantiate your comment. Because there has never been a time in American history where Black women have not, do I want to use the word, had access to mixed children, which were primarily rape babies. You know what I mean? If you look at the numbers, right? If you look at the numbers of who marries interracially, right? Black men marry interracially at a rate, I think it's at least 2 times greater than Black women. Black women just started saying, you know what? I'm not going to die alone. And when you look at who is actually educating their children about Black culture, educating their children about standing up and rising up, it's Black women who are doing that. Unfortunately, for far too many Black men, they get into these relationships, and just like this guy, they're like, oh, you know, I'm addicted to white women. Oh, white cop ain't never did nothing wrong. And this is how they go on, right? This is how they go on. So let's see what else we have. LaShawn says, I don't agree with him justifying his personal desires, yet I'm still empathetic about his death, especially since he learned the hard way. Okay, so LaShawn is empathetic. You getting up out there and marching, LaShawn? You gonna go grab your picket sign and write out a nice big sign for him? I want to know. I want to know. Antonio's over there cleaning his bathroom. Listen, make sure you lift up the toilet seat. Far too often, people are not getting underneath there. Make sure, and under the rim too. Do that for us. All right. Cocoa Puffs is saying they don't value us because they don't value themselves, which is far too sad, far too often. All right. All right. So let's see. Zamaya is saying Black men marry interracial 3 times that of Black women. We need to check some stats and see what it is for 2020, because because you know, I'm sure the number just keeps changing. And then unfortunately this is what happens. Even if the number is 2 to 3 times that of Black women, the ones who do marry interracially, right? The Black men who do marry interracially, the bulk of men who are financially successful are the ones, Black men. The bulk of Black men, the bulk of interracial marriages consist of Black men who are doing well financially. They consider white women, for far too many of them, they consider white women to be the upgrade. So that they're like, oh, if I can't do any better, I'll get you. But when I can upgrade my life, when I make more money, I'm going to use this to pour into a woman that I feel is an upgrade. So there we go. And so Bertha is saying, dark is a dominant color, so why would a weak man want to deal with that? Okay, listen. I'm listening to what you all are saying. Lou says, there's been a desire for mixed babies from both sides of the racial coin. For whites, it's because they believe them so cute. Blacks, I believe, is partially subconscious due to self-hatred, also to belief of better opportunity for both themselves and their children. And then there is the systemic programming of white is right, which still many Black people are spellbound by. Yes, I can agree with that. I can agree with that. However, if you look at the numbers, right? The numbers support that there is an overabundance of that feeling tilted to one side. An overabundance of that feeling tilted to one side. So listen, I want to hear your thoughts. Oh wow, gracious goodness. Haiti, wait a minute, Haiti. Haiti's saying they hate us but love our black men eggplant and our women wop. You know something? I think Haiti May is trolling. I don't think Haiti May's name is really Haiti May. I think Haiti May is on here playing games. All right. So listen. I want to hear your thoughts. I didn't want to stay in this video too long. This is a 30-minute video. This is long enough. So I want to hear your thoughts. Let's hear. I want to hear. What are your thoughts about this whole thing, about the black man who put up that post where he was talking about how white cops never did him wrong until they did? And it's like, you can't just want justice while other people are being slain. You can't just want it when it happens to you. Remember that saying, first they came for the socialists, first they came for the Jews, but I did not stand up because I'm not Jewish. And then by the end of that poem, they came for me, but there was no one to stand up for me. So I want to hear, because I'm at a loss. So I'm going to take a few more comments and then I'm going to jump out of here. Austin Tope is saying they have never cared whether it was light or dark. I still got treated as a ninja. Listen. So, I got screenshot of the white man tell you and your swirl buddy stay in your race, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I think he's trolling too. It's so difficult when trolls speak so much. And so Vanessa is saying, as a black woman, I do not feel bad. He's gone. On the way out, he made perfectly clear he does not choose black women. His mother gave him life. Right. And see, so this is where the conflict lay. So I don't condone not feeling sad that, or not feeling bad that someone is gone. They was still a human being who was murdered. Right? So having empathy for a murdered person, I can understand having empathy, sympathy for a murdered person, because that's still someone's child. He was still a human being. Would we feel empathy for a dog? You know, how do we know how any one of these other black men that we have marched for, how do we know how they felt in their heart? How do we know what their politics were? But we marched for them because it was the right thing to do. So now that we are in a social media era, how does this affect the BLM movement? That's what I want to know. So Gene is saying, ain't nobody black. And Gene looked like he got some gigantic Popeye arms rippling through the comment. Lord, ladies, my goodness, or men, you never know nowadays. He's saying ain't nobody black riding for him. He was a raccoon. And he didn't like BP. The very devils he fell in love with were the very ones that took his life. He hated his own people, and now look at him. You know, I hear you. But then the question is, how do we know what was in the heart and mind of all of these black men who were killed before him? How do we know? And Dwight is apologizing for his negative comments, saying my mother raised me better than that. I don't even know what your comments were, Lord. You all are acting up in the comment section today. Let's go forward. So listen, I want to know. So this is where I'm at a loss for. We don't know what other black men's, so are we just not going to support any black men until we actually see whether or not they supported the black community? Is it safe to say, oh, well, if the black community looks the way that it does, it's safe to say that a vast number of black men feel the same way that this young man did, or at least don't have enough respect for the Black community to really do something about it. So unless they're an active activist, should we then be like, oh no, well, I ain't getting up? Or do we march because he's Black, regardless of his politics, his political views, his racial views, etc.? I'm curious, and I want to hear your take on that. So leave your comments below. I'll read a few more comments, and then I will get out of here. Okay? All right. Listen. Cynthia's saying the other Black men were with white women too. Some of them were. What was the guy's name? Stefan something. Also, I believe the one who was killed in his backyard by police. He had said some nasty things about Black women, right? And Delilah is saying, no, I won't. Saying, no, I won't. I don't know what y'all will decide. Someone is telling me leave this video up. I'm not taking it down. I'm just leaving. I'm going to leave the live broadcast and just allow you all to answer. And, oh, Stephon Clark. Oh, George Floyd. Oh, so Stephon Clark, George Floyd. You know, in the George Floyd situation, that was a human right issue, because they murdered him before our very eyes as he begged to be able to breathe. And I think that one transcended because we saw cold-blooded murder, right? Danielle said it's unfortunate, but the things that happen in our lives are overwhelming, are direct effects of our life choices. Prey or predator, you play an equal part in a situation. Okay. All right. So Mao is saying those who are not about our people don't deserve the support of our people. But who will determine that? Who will determine that? Do we withhold our support until the Black community looks better? That we're going to be like, well, you know what? I'm sorry. That's your issue. I can't deal with it. I can't. What are we going to do? I really want to hear your comments. I'm going to leave this. Somebody saying, oh, Lord. Somebody saying copyright strike people that use my videos. You know, if it's fair use, you know, just if they're reposting the video, that's one thing. If they have commentary about it, it's another. Piece of Candy is saying it's a tricky question. Victims deserve justice. Activists fight for justice. Exactly. So are we going to be like, well, until the Black community gets better, we're not standing up? I mean, it's like, it's a very interesting conundrum that we find ourselves in, because the Black community is in shambles. And will it get better while we are continuing to be victimized from without? Do we build it from within? Do we say, listen, if you want us to fight and stand up and march, we need these things? But then we also have sons and brothers and cousins. So I don't know. I'm at a loss, because this young man, his words definitely have an impact on how I feel about giving blanket support out there to people who conduct themselves in any number of ways, right? But then it also makes me think that we don't really know all of these people who have been murdered at the hands of police. We don't really know how they felt behind the scenes. So I want to hear your points of view on that. Crystal saying we have to hold each other accountable, and if it does start with building from within. Listen, I can definitely understand that. I'm going to jump out of this video. I will see you all in the next video. Tanya TKO, and I am out. There are ways to support this broadcast below the video. You can also support yourself and me personally, directly support yourself by getting this book of affirmations, Self-Love, which is available on Amazon right now. It helps rewrite your subconscious programming and reattune you for self-love, and it is available right now. Just search for Tanya TKO and Self-Love on Amazon. The link is also below this video. Be sure to share this video and leave your comment below, and I will see you in the next video. We are going to be talking, if I can learn how to do these videos live and quickly, We'll crank these out every single day. All right. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.